This week, the future is here. We can look forward to screening telemarketing calls from the moon. Also, the long-awaited reboot of Mattcast is finally here. We have a dream, we have an agenda, and we clearly just want to watch the world burn in a blazing ball of anarcho-nerd culture. It's Lose a Turn. Welcome to it. Greetings and salutations. My name is Chuck Mullins.
I'm Jack Mullins.
And I'm Matt Herring.
Guys, thanks for joining me. Final Fantasy 15 for PC. The demo came out this week, and I don't know why I bothered, but first thing I did was download, install it, and just start it up. It was horrifying to look at. I thought I had a decent gaming PC. It's absolutely awful. Like, everyone looked like absolute butts, and the hair textures were just beyond, like, horrifying. So I ramped up the settings, because by default, it put me at, like, the lowest, most pathetic graphics settings. So beefed those boys up and got about 8 frames per second.
Jesus
The hair
Christ.
still looked absolutely awful, and I just could not live with myself staring at it any further. So that was my experience with it. I don't know if I just really have an outdated PC, or if they weren't able to really port it over to PC hardware and still have it run the way it did on the PS4.
I can't believe, like, why would they even shove that launch out for beta? I mean, like, if it's that bad, is that across the board for everybody?
I don't know. I haven't seen what anyone else has said on it yet. That was my personal experience. So I recommend you guys try to install it, see how it works for you.
So you might actually, your computer may be worse than an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4.
I mean,
How does that make you feel?
I mean, I probably deserve to feel exactly how I feel.
Yeah. And I'm thinking about it, porting it over from Xbox One should be a very simple process. All three, PS4, Xbox One, and Windows, are going to be x86 architectures now. And you're basically using almost all of the same libraries that are from Xbox One to Windows. So I can't imagine it would be that different, and I'm assuming it's just Chuck's computer causing all the problems in the world.
Probably. I mean, my computer has been known to cause all of us very large problems. So that's not the only port to release this week. Chrono Trigger is now available on the PC, and no one is happy about it. They ported it from their Android iOS port.
Oh, geez.
To such an extent that, like, there's still, like, touch overlay visuals on the screen when you play. And apparently it's a very lazy port. Now,
Wow.
I mean, I know it's maybe not ethical, but I mean, we've had it on emulators for decades now. So
Yeah.
I didn't need to pay you to give me this really lazy port of this awesome game. But it's like bombing on Steam. I mean, people are loving it because, hey, it's the classic, most amazing RPG ever, but it's just a friggin' phone game.
So is
ported
there
to
nothing
PC.
different compared to, like, the original Chrono Trigger to this one, except for the fact that it was built for a phone?
Pretty much, it's a direct port of the mobile Chrono Trigger. So, I mean, there's no, like, new content or anything else like that. I mean, it's the same sprites and all that, just with a touch overlay. I don't know. I figured you could just build an emulator and run the original.
Yeah.
And just
So,
officially
Jack,
release it.
have you ever played Chrono Trigger? You have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Love that game.
I How many endings did you beat? I remember playing through once and was mesmerized by the idea that it had, 9 or 11 different endings and different ways you could play the games. And then I think I may not even have completed the first ending. Without spoilers, there was time travel involved, but I think that's a pretty generic way of handling the endings. Did you get more immersed into the game than that?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's probably about the same. Like it's been a long time since I played it, so I don't even remember a lot of it anymore. I know it got a little bit crazy with like going into space and everything afterwards or later on, but I don't know, it's just been a really long time since I played the game.
Yeah, God, maybe 8 years for me.
Yeah, I think it's been a good like 12 for me since I've played it. And I thought about getting it on my phone because I love doing that, but I just also can't stand. I'd love to do that, but I can't stand playing games on mobile at all.
Now I can play games on mobile, but I just remember it being such a long game, and there was so much to it that's a good and a bad thing. It's the same reason I've never
just got
replayed
very lucky
a Witcher.
in my playthrough. Sorry, guys, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm trying to hide my dirty mistake, but that's not gonna work. During my playthrough of it, I just grew up playing Final Fantasy games, so I know to always check every little corner around some shadow. There's got to be some hidden thing somewhere. And I remember seeing like a treasure chest whenever you first fight the evil prince dude or whatever. And oh boy, this is fun stuff.
Guys, sorry about that. We ran into some pretty major technical difficulty.
I think it's because we talked bad about my PC. We really shouldn't have done that. We deserve that.
Behind the scenes, I don't have the upload speed to support what we're doing, and Chuck does, but Chuck isn't home. So we do some remote desktop action, and there may be some layers of security that make us have to go through a mobile device now to handle that. So we are completely improving the infrastructure and the logistics of this right now. We do
Every
apologize.
Week is different. It's been a lot of fun.
I hope our Chrono Trigger conversation made sense, but I think we ended it in the middle of a discussion. Anyway, going forward, Chuck.
Metal Gear Survive. I don't know if either of you guys are actually Metal Gear fans, but I've beaten several of the entries, but I'm not by any means a completionist. But I do love the games, and Hideo Kojima has done an amazing job with this franchise. Unfortunately, Konami, who just can't stop failing upwards, it seems that they just gave him the boot and gave another team the chance to work on the newest entry, which is Metal Gear Survive. And it seems as if the developers snuck a little bit of their true feelings in one of the loading screen, I believe. During one of the screens, there's a list of targets' names, and if you look at the last letter the first letter of each of the last names on this list going down, it spells out KJP Forever, Kojima Productions Forever, and also on the list, the two people who were running this team, or the game's directors, their names
Sonic the
were
Hedgehog?
Not quite.
No, not this time. Not this time. This does sound like the Sonic the Hedgehog stunt.
Yeah, right. But no. But the directors, who the dev team was pissed off at, kind of changed their names up and put them in as Bastard Yoda and Cunning Yuji, as well as putting several other mentions of either, Metal Gear and the fact that it is now dead. So.
Oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So yeah, it seems that they fired him in 2015 and disbanded the studio. I don't know
So
why
any
they do this. Oh,
so any
and-
Metal Gear Solid after this is going to be garbage.
Well, I'll let you decide for yourself. In Metal Gear Survive, you only have to pay $10 for additional save slots.
How many do they give you for free?
1. When you buy the game, you get 1 save file, but you can create new ones for $10 a pop.
I'm with those devs. Oh, yeah, pop.
$10 per save file.
What the fuck? What the
Yeah,
fuck
so-
are they smoking? Like, Jesus
So I
Christ.
can never play, ever, because I am a save file junkie. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fill up memory cards and the like.
Memory
So-
cards.
Generally speaking, I'm a fairly strong libertarian when it comes to, especially the frivolous companies like gaming companies. Like, why would we allow the government to start regulating industries like that? However, sometimes they get out of
Sometimes.
control, and sometimes they not only push independent developers out of the market, but then they start abusing their power in a monopolistic antitrust sort of way. And when you're giving people strong copyright, strong what should really extend past the deadline of, well, maybe y'all don't actually own Metal Gear anymore. Maybe you only paid for the rights, and so this wasn't your creative endeavor. So we're already doing you a favor by protecting yours and only your right to use a property. In this case, yeah, that sounds oddly similar to. I haven't thought this out logically, but for instance, when AT&T would charge you for your data plans, and then they would also charge you an additional fee so that you could make your phone into a hotspot.
Yeah.
And that was ruled against as a practice mobile carriers couldn't do. This seems very much the same kind of thing, and it does seem abusive. I don't know why they think they can. They're selling you the game. They're not selling you the hardware that the save files are on. They're trying to say, we're selling you an additional ability, a very basic ability that they've already built into the game. It's no additional work on their part, and
It's
this
just
is
a
wrong.
paywall.
This is dirty.
Yeah,
they-
they're cutting away features that have been available for the last 20 years of gaming. They're just putting behind
and
a
this
paywall.
isn't just a feature.
No, okay, yeah,
let's
you're
be
right.
very clear. This is a basic function.
But it's a blatant
is-
abuse of your audience, is what that is. Like,
And
it is.
I would like to think that it'll sort itself out. Also, I would like to think that there should be some sort of punishment here.
Well, they're
that
going to a very special
makes
hell.
companies think twice. I don't want to see permanent legislation in place. I would much rather see someone take them to court based on pre-existing law, or I'm forgetting the term, but you look at previous case history and you say, no, based on previous rulings, we can charge this person for this. And so instead of justice or precedents, legal precedents, I'd like to see someone get, this is EA, correct? This is EA running Metal Gear?
No, it was Konami. Yeah, it's Konami.
It's Konami? Okay. I'd just like to see legal precedents used against them and say, hey, you're going to get a big slap in the face because you should have known better. There's no reason for this. I don't care if you think you need or deserve more money or you're just trying to get another stream of income. It's wrong. It's not the right way to treat your your fans. Sorry.
They ain't no friends of mine. You're absolutely right. It's awful. So we've been talking about the hype of Ready Player One since I think our first episode. They've just announced they've put out an extended slot or a promo for the show, and they've announced that there is a leaderboard, and for those who are able to participate and find the Easter eggs and the secrets will eventually be led to a chance to receive one of 3 keys, and each of these keys have a particular prize attached. So if you hop on right now, and this is active, you go to jointheleaderboard.com for all the details. It ends on March 12th. So you've got a week from today. And they're going to announce the 3 winners on March 19th, 21st, and 26th.
I've never considered this until now, that now authentication is a problem for this Easter egg hunt. Generally speaking, they're in the books, without giving any spoilery details away, authentication was a variable in how the Easter eggs were pursued. And so I can't go into any more detail, but that's just become a problem. How do you authenticate on the leaderboard and make sure no one else hacks into your... You've got to trust their login system? Is this a basic email address and password? I was thinking there would be an Easter egg hunt, and when someone got the goal, they would just contact the company and present proof or the answer to the riddle and say, yeah, I got it. And they would be announced at that point. But they're doing a leaderboard, which I like, especially from a publicity standpoint. And this opens up the hackers into winning a prize that they didn't earn.
Yeah, so far it just wants your first and last name and email address. Well, the leaderboard seems to be updated live. Huh. Pretty cool. So you're right about that. That's a very good point. I wonder if they have some form of like 2-factor authentication or something to just legitimize your chance here. So if you get the copper key, you get Atom tickets. You can enjoy movies on the big screen free until 2045.
Wow. Holy shit.
That's just for getting the key, and anyone can get the key.
No. There's only 3 winners. Only one person's going to be awarded each of the keys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The Jade key, Spotify. As long as Spotify is still around, you get 27 years worth of Spotify Premium. And then the Crystal key, Lyft. You get Lyft for free until 2045.
That's amazing. I would love that. Holy shit.
It's just fucking bonkers. I have never heard anything like this before.
That's insane. You're talking about the real cash prize there, that Lyft.
Yeah, dude.
The Lyft option.
And it's all till 2045, because that, of course, is the year in which the...
So we're talking 26 years of free gas, not having a car payment, not having an insurance payment.
Guys, it's coming out in 23 days.
Holy shit.
Oh, I cannot wait.
I'm really excited about this
I'm stoked
movie.
for it.
I can't wait to see it.
And then
the previews
after Spielberg,
previews are good. There's some of the first previews that I don't look at and think, oh, well, I just saw all the best moments of that movie.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
They gave me good questions, and knowing the plot of the book, I think they're going to have a lot of material to work with, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, me neither. And Spielberg's a busy man. As soon as he gets done with that, it looks like he's going to start hopping onto shooting Halo. That he's going to, well, I don't know if he's got anything in the interim, but starting this fall, they'll be shooting the Halo movie.
Oh, cool.
So there's that to look forward to.
Look forward to.
Okay, I know it's not The Witcher, but I mean, yeah, actually, I'm not even that huge of a Halo fan at times.
Neither am I.
How many Halo movies have there been?
Huh? I don't friggin' know.
You're
but there
right,
hasn't been
though.
one by Spielberg.
There have also been other movies by Spielberg that we try to forget. Anyway, speaking of The Witcher, that is a series I'm excited for. I'm excited for pretty much anything that can come out of that.
Yeah.
Neither of y'all have read the books, correct?
No, I haven't. I've wanted to, and I've tried like downloading fan translations, and this was.
I've got them on my Audible. You'll
have to sign me back in.
Yeah, I may need that too.
So, remind me, did I make this a pick one week or no?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I did. Now, I don't believe I had started reading them when I made them my pick. I may have gotten like 2 pages in or something like that. I made it about halfway through book 2 before I fell off. And one of the major problems is Geralt is a boring character.
Oh God. That's a shame.
Now, early on in the book, there's this strong phenomenon of they're engrossing you into a huge world. And I don't think it's handled as well as something like Name of the Wind, where everything is meticulously detailed, but under a guise. And you don't realize that he's laying out meticulous detail from the very beginning. You might get a slight feel for that, but you don't realize just how much is packed into every sentence. In the Witcher books, I'm a little let down. And I love when Dandelion is giving poems. I'm not a fan of some of the just random characters that come around, but Ciri, Yennefer, Triss, all of those characters are interesting. Every time Geralt comes on, though, it's like, this guy again? What the hell? And this story was made.
Yeah, that sucks.
So the writer, Lauren Hissrich,
to be a game.
I hope I'm saying that, not slaughtering it.
Probably.
She was writing Daredevil. Has on her Twitter posted several kind of bios of the characters, and I just in particular love Roaches. For those not already familiar, Roach is the name of Geralt's horse, regardless of which horse it is. And so she tweeted, Roach is ladylike, faithful, extrasensory, steady. Really annoyed with this game because we can't pretend all roaches are the same, so she'd prefer some singularity and individual recognition instead of all being lumped together by blatantly horsest people. And then a little picture of a horse.
That is the first worrying thing I saw about this series. That seems like someone hasn't played the game. They don't understand Roach is a generic term for any horse because Geralt sees them as pretty expendable because he knows how to easily get a horse to listen to him.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that's just saying we should treat animals a little bit more fairly and not, I have no idea what's going on in this world because I want it to be dark. I want this series to be dark. I think this series can shine in a lot of ways that the book missed, especially with just showing from the perspective of someone seeing what they're seeing instead of hearing them very monotone or just their very just boring thought process that is exactly what you'd expect from someone who's been a warrior for 200 years and that's all he knows.
Right.
Yeah.
So we still don't have a cast for it or a release date, but we are moving forward with it. So at least there's that.
Still excited. I'm still excited. I don't want to get people's hopes down. I'm just saying the books are great if you want to explore the world more. However, Geralt let me down.
I'm really excited to see what the cast might look like, especially for Geralt.
Ryan Reynolds.
Absolutely. Ryan Reynolds for Triss Marigold.
Yep. And Ryan Reynolds for Roach. So, what I'm not looking forward to is reboot season. So, we already talked about the reboot of Reboot last week. But this week alone, they've announced progress on the Logan's Run reboot. Fuck you, don't do that. The Crow reboot. Do not be that person. Nobody likes that guy. And the Highlander reboot.
Oh, no.
Hold on. I'll take a Highlander reboot.
Huh?
I'll take a Highlander reboot.
I was gonna say they didn't treat the series all that well when they first had it. You know, the first Highlander movie was great. So I don't think you could do any worse than Highlander 2.
And I think Highlander is a universe that lends itself very well to a retelling, a reimagining, just what does an immortal do to keep himself sane?
Yeah.
Especially when other immortals, the only people he could possibly have known for a long time, want to kill him for his power. Or her power.
Do we at least get Sean Connery back for this?
That man hadn't aged a day. I think he's perfect for the role.
I mean,
all right,
Ramirez,
everyone.
Well, yeah, I guess it's a reboot, so we can go ahead and recast him as Ramirez.
I think at this moment we need to start a new petition, and that petition is for the movie Highlander. Let's get Ryan Reynolds in there.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that. Jesus, guys.
Guys, there can only be one Ryan Reynolds. I'm sorry.
Bravo, Mullins. Bravo. I mean, keep making jokes like that, and you won't have to be flipping burgers for the rest of your life. You also won't have the option because robots are taking their gerbs. Cali Burger fast food chain in California has officially started deploying robot cooks who thermally sense the burger patty and ensure that it's cooked to like an exquisite temperature. And so now there's a robot cook.
If I can get a steak cooked by one of these robots, then I'm totally down for this.
Oh, yeah.
Totally. Cool. Fuck yeah.
So apparently they're only like $60,000 to get one. Not
only.
Yeah.
Well,
totally down for that for steaks.
Grills, like,
I mean,
you know how many people they hire and have to train on like any given grill per year? That thing may pay for itself within a year.
Yeah, but say actually, thinking about that, it probably does pay for itself within a year.
Food that doesn't have to be wasted. You don't have to prep food ahead of time. I hope they aren't prepping too many burgers ahead of time. It's ground meat.
He doesn't need to take the free employee meals, doesn't need breaks. I mean...
Right.
A stiff competition, man.
He doesn't get upset when the expediter or the waitresses yell at him to get him the food out to the customers.
Yep.
Will he also clean the grease traps though, and the deep
No,
fryers?
in fact, he can't even put the meat on the grill. So a human has to be there just to form the patty and put it on the grill.
I want that job, just like the burger on the grill
meat
guy,
boy.
Meat boy. There we go.
Junior meat boy, assistant to the robot Flippy.
That job sounds awesome.
Now, at the top of the show, I teased the concept of screening telemarketers from the moon, and I really just want to figure out what kind of bizarre area codes we're starting with as Vodafone and Nokia team up to develop the first mobile network for the moon. That is where we are at now.
Wow. Nokia is still kicking.
I know.
I'm so amazed by that company.
It's a shock to me too.
I did love my Windows phone when I had my Nokia one.
It was great hardware.
What about that Engage?
An amazing
That's what
camera.
It's about.
The Engage?
Yeah, okay. I figured we'd have more to talk about. So,
well, okay. So on the moon, it seems like you could get that set up with about 2, maybe 3 satellites.
That's what I was thinking.
And you're not going to need much more than that.
Yeah, actually.
Well,
it's probably not that big of a deal. Nothing.
I mean,
so
when the gravity is that low, they're going to be able to be far closer, and so the latency isn't going to be very bad, even with satellite networks. And so you could probably handle it with a moon is the 6th the size of Earth, and I think 3 would be about the right number to make this happen, unless they're planning on having more than 10,000 people own the moon within the next 100 years, and I don't really see that one happening either.
Oh, this conversation, it really is so fucking weird. Like,
I know.
like really thinking about this as a serious conversation, like not some like outlandish fucking stretch. Like,
well,
Yeah.
you see me over here. I'm reading about this kind of thing all the time, and I'm not even fazed by it. And then Jack is like, wait, we're really considering people living on the moon. Oh. So we have the two extremes here. And
Yeah.
I think that's pretty interesting. So yes, Jack, we very well could have people on the moon. There's a reason to have pre-existing infrastructure. It's fairly cheap for us, and it won't be nearly as expensive to keep those satellites in orbit around the moon as it is here on Earth. Deploying those satellites into moon orbit from the moon would be very easy, but I think we're going to have to deploy them from the Earth, which is going to be expensive. Who's doing this again? Nokia?
Vodafone, and they've appointed Nokia as being their hardware team. So
That's smart.
That's happening.
That's smart.
And-
So
and other-
you're saying that Android phones won't be able to connect to this? I'm guessing they're going to have to make their own system.
dear God, don't do that to me.
SIM cards probably won't even be able to work up there.
And then they're going to charge you $10 for each additional contact you want to save to your phone.
Hey now, you're making a call from the moon. Chill out. Chill out.
Today, Google has made all of their courses and training materials for AI and TensorFlow publicly available. You can go to Google or ai.google and just start perusing all their courses, videos, tutorials, code examples, and learn how to, create a model and begin training your own neural network. And it's friggin' amazing. It's partly a like philanthropic kind of, it betters the world to share this information, but it also creates a very, very rich market of competition. And it's the same kind of thing Elon Musk did whenever he just opened up all of his patents and flung them out the window and said, "Here, everyone, have them." Excuse me. So I spent a good bit of time this morning perusing through and watching some of these videos. It was their internal training for their employees.
I don't think Elon Musk did anything of the sort.
You might be
Some
right.
wishful thinking right there. That company's worth way too much money for him to get rid of his IP like that.
No, he did. He shared all of his like patents and technology and shit for like the self-driving cars and for several other things in order to just kind of generate.
Okay, right. To try to create a standard, an industry standard, which that behooves him for self-driving cars. But when you're talking about, how did he get lithium-ion batteries into the car, or just an electric car in general, that I don't think he did it there. And especially for his SpaceX stuff, he has.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Right.
To be clear, just. But
so you can just go to ai.google and check that out.
That's
so
actually
badass.
really awesome. I've been hearing more and more, and I'm not sure if this is specious or it's in the distant future, about graphics cards supporting TensorFlow applications. And that is a great... I've spent a lot of time lately thinking about, how do I even get into AI? How do I start learning it? How do I figure out what's possible now? I know there's some great stuff from Apple available that you can access their APIs. Seeing that Google's opened this up and the courses to train on, that's amazing. That's exciting. Big things are coming.
Now, something that does kind of suck about what you were just talking about there is, with where I work, we also work with machine learning and stuff like that, and we have systems that are just arrays of CUDA cards that are running TensorFlow and building networks. Now, we started building that machine about a year ago, a little bit less. And now it's time for us to expand and grab a couple more. The problem is that it is so friggin' impossible to find video cards or 1500 watt power supplies since the cryptocurrency boom. So no one has anything in stock. The cards we got last year cost twice as much now, if you can even friggin' find them. It's insane, and the shipping is taking forever. Like, just that cryptocurrency boom has made it almost impossible. The demand's way too high for finding that hardware.
We live in a day where, for the first time, it is cheaper to buy a boutique computer than build your own. Because they get their cards and RAM, and RAM's gone way up too. I can't even upgrade my RAM on my computer. It's ridiculous. But they get everything from a set rate from the manufacturer, whereas somewhere like Newegg or Amazon, it's just the constant competition has driven the prices up to beyond, way above the manufacturer recommended prices. MSRP. I think we're in some cases 300% MSRP.
Jeez,
it's insane.
Yeah,
I believe it. I absolutely believe it.
I was reading up on this yesterday because I was actually looking into, getting a new card and everything. Finding my RX 480 is almost impossible. Whenever I do find it, it's about 3 times as much as I paid for it. And this this topic right here, like, it upsets me a lot, and it really makes me angry. And there isn't really any good, solid fix for this problem either. And it's fucking bullshit.
So this is going to be a sudden change of topic, but Matt, several episodes ago, you mentioned your win as being the Yu Yu Hakusho DVD, I think, or Blu-ray that was supposed to have additional content.
Oh yeah,
telling what happens after the Great Tournament. Is that correct?
The Demon World Tournament, but yes, yeah.
So I think it turns out that Yusuke ended up in Bonita Beach, Florida, and he's been down on his luck apparently. And the cops are after him for attempting to rob a 7-Eleven. He just walked in there, demanded all the money, pointed his finger at them, said, "Pay me now." Your boys had it bad, man. Since they canceled his story arc. I don't know. Well, gents, how about a little bit of Stranger Than Fiction?
Yeah, man. Let's get it.
We all know how this is played. I arbitrarily hand away and take away points, and then force y'all to have a tiebreaker. We're gonna start with Matt. You're gonna set the tone for tonight. You ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
The Dreamcast controller had a slot for a video memory unit, the memory card for the system. If you popped one of those open, you would find the word potato printed on the chip. This had absolutely no meaning other than a reference to a potato chip.
False.
All right, we're setting the tone by getting things wrong. Jack, are you going to keep pace with him and get more things wrong?
No.
Jack, you can purchase items while at the enemy's fountain in Smite.
I want to say true, but I've never tried it.
I'm glad you want to do these things, but are you doing these things?
I'm saying true.
It is true.
Ha! Bitch.
Damn.
I legitimately thought Chuck froze.
Yeah, me too.
But I was also fairly confident he was pissed off because Jack has a history of always getting things right that he just wills into existence by wanting them.
It's his friggin' fifth element power or some shit. I don't get it. Matt.
Hit me.
In Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell Double Agent, For the Xbox, there's a super secret hidden mission that requires you to rescue baby seals from space. These baby seals are named Cookie, Buddy, Pepperoni, Vanilla, and Muffin.
Pepperoni seems like a good name for a seal, so true.
All right, that works then.
Trying out the Jack method.
Hey, it works.
I mean, what can you do? Just lose as you always do? Mr. Jack. Shadowcat is a secret video game junkie and has even announced that she would marry Crash Bandicoot given the opportunity.
False.
Damn it, Jack. Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Sonic's first official time sharing the screen with Mario was 1992's Mario Teaches Typing, created by Interplay, which you can now play for free at archive.org.
Official? What do you mean by official?
Sonic's
The
first time sharing the screen with Mario.
The first time it happened in an official capacity from Nintendo and Sega?
Yes.
The second one or the first one? The first, like officially the first time it happened, we've documented this, or the first time Nintendo and Sega officiated this happening?
The first time it happened
Okay. True.
is false.
Damn it. See, I didn't want that one. I need to follow the Jack method.
Jack. Earthbound creator Shigesato Itoi wrote almost every line of dialogue for Earthbound. However, he didn't know how to use a computer, so he dictated them all out loud for the programmers to write in.
False.
Is actually true.
Damn it, I wanted to say true, but I thought for some reason I had a feeling you were trying to stump me with the name.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. That's too cheap. I try not to do crap like that, man.
I was gonna say true, but I was like, I don't know if that's actually his name, so I'm gonna say false. Okay. Now I know
won't
that.
Be that way. I try to give all consistent information, not just change one little fact. Like,
Okay. That's fair then.
So, Matt, here's your chance to beat Jack's butt. I mean,
Yeah, let's can we take two? Forgot what the safe word was.
Ryan Reynolds. Okay. Tiebreaker, gents. In 1993, G.I. Joe was beginning to wane in popularity. Our best friend Hasbro began a collaboration with a gaming company to repurpose their G.I. Joe molds and brand them as this booming property. The gaming company involved was producing their live-action film adaptation of the
Konami?
franchise.
Contra?
The deal had an impact on the production of the movie, including having one of the characters, apropos of nothing, drive a giant battle tank that resembled an existing G.I. Joe mold. This pushed the movie way behind schedule, causing
Star Wars. Star Wars.
Several less than savory shortcuts and rushed scenes. Nothing?
Predator? I don't know what. You said gaming company, and then now I'm thinking movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
that was my
movie
bad.
that was an adaptation of a video game.
A Schwarzenegger movie. One of them.
Close, but no. Schwarzenegger was not involved.
Rambo?
Jean-Claude Van Damme was involved. Raul Julia was involved. This was Raul Julia's final film.
Gaming company, though.
Oh, God, y'all are breaking my heart.
I don't even know the names you're saying right now.
Capcom's Street Fighter.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
Hasbro started repurposing all their G.I. Joe molds and forcing the movie to, like, somehow accommodate, like, why Ryu's wearing a snorkel. It wasn't quite that bad. But it's pretty friggin' awful. If you look at that toy line, it is the grossest
That is
thing
hilarious. So they're just repurposing GI Joes.
Yep. and they had them reshoot a scene and made Jean-Claude Van Damme drive a GI Joe tank in one of the scenes.
Oh my god.
So while y'all are coming down from the high, I just wanted to take another moment to praise Botnik for its glory. Mario is a fictional jerk. He is a Norwegian carpenter who mistreats women. Blue overalls and yellow buttons are the classic outfit of Mario. Super Darkness is purchasable with the golden coins Mario collects.
Botnik Mario. It's just something. I remember these games. For instance, Superstar Baseball is Mario's baby. I remember that. Rad no Yoshi's back. I don't remember this part, though. Mario will appear shirtless in the game, center stage. In the game, Golden Boy Mario has a major role and plays on a team of all-time super authorities. Yeah, this one happened weird. I must have blocked it out of my mind.
The game causes Mario to grow larger evil in him. Miyamoto commented that if he ever had to rescue his creation, he would be upset. What the fuck?
Mr. Mushroom Lunch is the most successful Mario anti-hero in franchise history. He is considered to be the most popular video game character in history. The girlfriend of Mr. Mushroom Lunch was previously a Mario girlfriend.
It sounds like some bad YouTube comment.
Or some really, really good YouTube comment. Gents, do you have any wins today?
I has a win. And my win is me and Matt, we did a lot of testing today, and we should start here soon.
Matt and I,
whatever, words. But Matt and I should have a few people joining us, and we're going to be starting to expand away from doing Let's Plays of Monster Hunter World and start doing other games as well, like Gary's Mod and stuff. So getting that all worked up on the back end to make sure that we can have this ready to go for us soon.
Hey, yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I think it'll be a challenge. Jack has decided he'd be quite ambitious with how we're going to handle it, and that's probably a good thing. So expect those in the relatively near future.
I have no idea if or when I'll ever be able to join. Things are just hectic for me right now.
I'll say Matt and I, when we were testing it today, we were just doing like a sandbox mode, and I mean, it was just filled with complete hilarity. Like, it was just absolutely funny.
I very much enjoyed beating Jack down with sticks of dynamite. They didn't explode.
I would enjoy that as well.
I just kept dropping a building on him, I mean.
Matt, do you have any wins?
Yeah, so I'm kind of in the world of Matt today, if you can't tell. But I finished Snow Crash. And
did you?
Yeah. There are a lot of things to like. And there are also a lot of things that are subpar.
Sure.
And I'm left feeling that if this was a book from an independent, their first effort, I would be thoroughly impressed with the world they built. Which I believe this was one of the first books that the author had come out with. Neil Stephenson. Is that correct?
Neil Stephenson. I'm not sure about the order.
Yeah, you look that up while I continue talking. There are so many things I like about it.
92.
Really, the religious overtones and the deep explanation of our world, that trying to reimagine our history and our reality. It's got some of the same elements that Dresden Files has, and I thoroughly enjoy that. I'm appreciative of it. It does seem like the characters get better and more interesting as the book goes on.
Oh,
but
sure.
early on, the main character, hero, protagonist,
Easy to dislike him.
And it's because there's so little going on. He's the same kind of character Geralt was in the Witcher series, that I'm just not sure what that character's doing. They're not generating conflict. They don't seem to be growing. They're not getting me enamored with the book yet. And that was distracting. It was the scenes, the only scenes I liked with him were towards the end, and when he's having a conversation with this library archive.
Yeah.
If that tells you something, that a conversation with a library archive is the interesting part of his tale. The character YT, Julia, a lot of the other characters are actually very interesting, and I
Raven?
Yeah, well, trying not to give too much away. But they're very, very engaging, and it's just so sad that about half the book is hero protagonist, because I like so much that's going on, and I don't know, I almost really appreciate the fact that he named him hero protagonist as kind of a cop-out that, yeah, he's a boring character that's just supposed to fit a certain archetype. Anyway, yes, give it a read. I'd recommend it.
Or give it a watch when Amazon finally friggin' puts it into production. Amazon's got the rights for Snow Crash right now.
I don't know if I trust Amazon to do it correctly.
Yeah.
Maybe as a series, I could see that. But
big fun series for sure. Movie could go way wrong. So
one last thing, I actually really did enjoy the racist parts of hero protagonist's story. That was something that was handled very well, and it's nice to see a story like that kind of told in the very early 90s. Mm-hmm. Neil Stephenson, he did this great job kind of trying to picture a future world. This is a Ready Player One style book that came, almost 23 years before Ready Player One came out. And it's amazing how a lot of the things he was talking about did not exist in any capacity.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty similar to Ready Player One. The one thing that really got me, he said, this car comes with a BIOS, a built-in operating system. And I cannot forgive him for that.
Yeah.
For being so right about so many other things. But it's also clever. I'm never going to be able to remove that from my head now, and I know I will slip up calling BIOS a built-in operating system going forward.
You're breaking me right now.
All right, I'm done. I just had to get that part out.
So firstly, y'all watch the trailers for Cobra Kai. It's gonna be released so very soon, and on YouTube Red, and I think if you have a Google Music membership or Google Family Plus thing, you also get YouTube Red. So I pay like $15 a month, and my whole family shares it. It's pretty cool. But yes, so Cobra Kai, the trailers are absolutely hilarious. I'm excited as hell. There's one scene in particular at the very end of the most recent trailer they've just released, in which William Zabka is sitting in an office looking down at like some paperwork, and there's a student behind him cleaning the window to his office. And he's just, he's got a rag in his hand and doing a circular motion. Then he slows down and says, "Sensei, is there like any particular way that you would like for me to wash this?" The clear opportunity being the wax on, wax off joke. Right. And the trailer ends with William Zabka saying, "No, I don't give a shit." And it just cuts out. I don't know. Probably not doing it justice. I'm excited as hell. I can't wait. So, other than that, Persona 5, I'm friggin' loving it. I'm a longtime fan of the Shin Megami Tensei series. I've been playing Persona 4 for like the last 5 years on and off on my PS Vita. And last 2 nights ago, I finally beat it, Persona 4 that is, and got an incredibly sad ending and realized that I didn't do it right at all. So now I'm playing through again, and there's just so much more content, and there's several endings. I'm just... And it is probably the only game that I've played that... No, that's not true. But New Game Plus is not a feature I normally jump straight into. But I'm definitely doing that in both Persona 4 and Persona 5. These games are just stellar in their storytelling, their art, and the music is beyond phenomenal. I can't... most days at work, I'm listening to various pieces of music composed by I can't remember his name right now, but yep. So I've got Persona on my brain, and I'm excited for Cobra Kai. That's
nice.
That's it for me. So thank you guys for joining me.
I said that is exciting. Yeah. Thanks for having me, Chuck. I had fun.
Not a problem.
Tonight.
I'll have you anytime, boy. You guys can find all of our good stuff and all the links to us on loseturn.com. You can also find all of our bad stuff there. Until next time, I'm Chuck Mullins.
I'm Jack Mullins.
And I'm Matt Herring. Hey, remember, vote early, vote often. Highlander for Kitty Pride.
Yes.